What's up everyone? Now we know in MK11 that the custom variations are becoming the norm in a few days time with the release of MK11 Ultimate, and a lot of people are starting to experiment with different variations. Noob Saibot, my current main, up until Rain comes out of course. I've been experimenting with different moves for him and combinations. My favourite combination actually tends to be the variation where you have the Spirit Ball, the Amplified Teleport, and the Slide, because it kind of has a lot of stuff that I really want. You know, a lot of stuff that I really enjoy. You've got the range, you've got the options from full screen, jump distance, slide utility, and the Amplified Teleport combos, which personally are my favourite things to do in the game. Some of you might have seen the combo video, very small combo video I put on our side channel for Dark Sabbath combos. I'll link that in the description. But I've been messing around with this. And there's a reason I've called this one Shotgun. So basically, this variation of Noob Saibot, I don't know if you could call it, you know, super competitively amazing, but it is a brawler. It is a variation specific for being close range, hitting super hard, but importantly, not having to spend as much meter on safety so you can save it on those giant combos that, you know, a lot of you have probably seen already and then some. So this has the Sickle Snag, Shadow Portals, and the Shadow Strike. Now, some of you might be thinking, what the hell is Shadow Strike? It is the same input to Shadow Slide, so you can't have both, but it is safety, but it's meterless safety. That's the big deal here. Now, I'm going to jump into training and explain this variation a little bit. I encourage you, if you're playing Noob and you haven't played this one, to, you know, give it a go and see how you feel. But I'm going to explain it a little bit in training, and then we'll try and get some online gameplay as well. How that's going to go on PC, going to be honest, I got no idea. So I've just got Johnny Cage, a nice and normal hurt box, you know, nothing too out of the ordinary, and I have him set to auto block. Actually, one thing I did forget to do is to turn on the frame data for me. An easier way of explaining frame data, because it's going to be important actually talking about the Shadow Strike. The reason I have the strike here is that if I use the Shadow Strike, look at the bottom left, block advantage -6. It's -6 on block, safe to pretty much everything, except like Raiden's, you know, discharge attack or something. I can't remember the exact name of it in Raijin. So my whole point is having Shadow Strike on the end of things. I mean, it's a strike, right? It is a normal strike on its own. It looks really unimpressive because the only utility this move seems to serve really is the safety. It does good damage, you know, 9% for a single hit. That is not bad at all. And the speed of the low, the fact that it is a low, means that if you're doing something like, you know, 1-1-2 or 1-1 slide, because this slide seems to come out a bit slower than the regular Shadow Slide, I think if you're doing 1-1 into like low or overhead, I actually think there's going to be a much slightly, you know, harder to react to mix-up there. I don't even know why I said rather, because it is a different timing. You know, if players are looking for the 1-1-2, in seeing double, 1-1 slide always hits people, even though it's technically not a mix-up, and I think you can fuzzy it. But the slide itself, this Shadow Strike looks different enough in speed that I think it's actually going to be a bit trickier to react to if you're just doing that. And that's just one small little thing. The thing that we have to focus here is that meterless safety. Why am I talking about meterless safety? Because let's look at the realistic scenario of the double launch. You know, we see a lot of players in training mode. They do this. They do the double launch combos. It all looks really good. As you can see, the damage is absolutely insane. You know, that's not crushing blow damage. That is 2 bar, 48% for a 1-1-3. It's incredibly good stuff. But in a real match, anyone that's ever played this variation, which is often Shadow Slide launches, so it's the Shadow Slide, Teleport Amp, and then Sickle Snag. A lot of players, you'll probably realize that you're spending so much meter on that Slide Amp that you actually often don't have bar for when you land that all-important hit. And then you can start going for the double, right? That's my whole point. A lot of players do not have meter left to go for the big combos because they're spending all of it on just trying to be safe by using Shadow Slide on the end of buttons. Using the Shadow Strike means that we get that extra button. Now remember, some of Noob Saibot's buttons aren't even terrible either. The 2-1-2 -4. So 2-1-2 being -4 on its own is great. Being able to do 2-1-2, cheeky slide, also great. They're all, you know, little extra add-ons you can chuck on, but it's the fact that you're being safe on the end of buttons without needing to spend meter to do so. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if you're liking Sickle Snag a lot, and you might play Pitch Black Noob Saibot, like, you know, I play Pitch Black as well, the thing about Pitch Black is that the sickle snag really is the only move you use often. You can catch people out with the clone toss, but the dive kick, don't even bother with it. It's so terrible. Now, you lose back 3 in that variation. There is nothing safe really that you can do off the back 3 in Pitch Black that can be useful, and that's a huge problem because back 3 is one of Noob Saibot's best buttons at almost any range it can connect from. I think the best you can get from that is like back 3 tackle, which is really unsafe, and that's kind of as good as it's going to get in Pitch Black. And losing back 3 is a massive hindrance to Noob anyway. At the absolute max range of back 3, the Shadow Strike does not hit. However, if you're kind of within 3/4 or closer, it does. And again, coming out on block means that it is -6 on block. Situations where you do back 3 into Shadow Slide, it's kind of like one of those ugly negative situations where you're minus, but you're far enough away that if they press with certain buttons, you can actually take a small step back and then whiff punish them with forward 2, and because we've got sickle snag, it's a full combo again. It's been quite a good time so far. Ultimately, it has given you the sickle snag and combo potential, but also the safety of back 3 and something that you can use on the end of it, automatically making back 3 a usable button, which in conjunction with sickle snag now means that you kind of have a little bit of extra range to play with. You know, if we are looking at this combo damage, any kind of launch, these double launches into whatever kind of ender you want, the damage is super, super, super good. But it is off every single touch. The crushing blow damage is going to be really high, even landing like 2-on-2. I know that forward 2-2 combo, this one's quite tricky. I haven't done it in quite some time because I've kind of gone back to Dark Sabbath. But if you keep it simple, you can just do a forward 2, you know? And even the forward 2 on its own, the damage for the forward 2 into immediate snag is still 37%. You know, we do see some players, they go for that 2-on-2 into this one, which is a bit harder. The danger of the 2-on-2 into forward 2 combo, as you can see, we break 40% from that one. The issue with doing 2-on-2 into forward 2-2-1, if you drop that combo, you get fully punished as they stand up and you'll counter hit. So I wouldn't advise it if you're not consistent with it. The forward 2 still does good damage, but in this variation, we can get a launch off anything. You can do 2-on-2 into teleport if you want, just like if you were playing Dark Sabbath. And this is just layer 1. You know, if I set Johnny Cage to jump in and do a jump 3, and I hit my down 4 anti-air, check out how much damage you get for an anti-air in this variation. Having the double launchers, once again, basic combo enders, slam, 40% because he jumped in and I had 2 bars. And again, if you're trying to stay safe and you're baiting jumps, -6 from pushback. A lot of players like to jump from that range, and that safety does not cost any meter. So I'm kind of thinking this variation could be really fun. You know, I don't know how incredibly tournament viable it could be, because not having a projectile as Noob is a bit of a hurt, because you don't have good forward movement. Your backwards movement's quite good. You know, he hasn't got a terrible back dash, and even his back walk speed, I mean, that little sort of burst of back walk is really good for the defensive play. But you know, if you're trying to wave dash or something, Noob Saibot, he is not the fastest character. Far from it. He has some of the worst forward movement in the game. So if you're playing this point-blank variation, I don't know, it might be quite tricky in some matchups, but I like this idea of being able to hit super hard, have the safety of slide. I can imagine myself having some fun with this, and we'll jump into some online matches and see how we do, I suppose. Decision. He's going to be in really big trouble, actually, if he mashes on hit here. Going to save my bar. Hit him with a down 3. Oh! Let me get rid of those totems. Wow! From that range. Uh-oh. I was popping off a bit too hard, though, when he's going to jump. Nope. Oh, no. I suck. Never mind. Oh, God. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible match. But you know what? We won, and that's good enough for me. Wow, dash into command grab. All right. The safety already feels real good. I'm in danger. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You had the world on your plate. You had the world on your plate. Perfect opponent to test my point blank only Noob Saibot on. Slide. Ah, he broke. Ah, he broke late. Nice. Good down 4. Strike. Jump in. Slide. Hey, he's showing a lot of respect at least. That's good. Nice. He got the combos. Yo, look at the damage. Hell yeah, dude. 42. No, 44%. Hell yeah. That's godlike. I respect this. Go on. Jump in. Mix up. Oh yeah, we gold it. I think I got quite lucky that my first opponent using this variation is not a far range variation. So I get to really test it out. I love these combos. Back 3, down 4, -6. We traded. Uh-oh, bad whiff, Ryan. Punch him in the face. Oh, he's gone. Oh. Oh. GG's. Oh. Oh my god.